Jets lose, but I gotta be honest with you, for me, it didn't really feel like a loss. I am totally impressed with how the Jets played today, given the circumstances, okay? Understanding who we were missing. No Elijah Moore, no Corey Davis, no Mekhi Becton. Michael Carter gets hurt halfway through the game. George Fant gets hurt halfway through the game. No Connor McGovern. This team was depleted today, and we hung in. Let me scratch that. We didn't just hang in with the Bucs for some time. No, we took it down to the end of the game. It literally took a 2-minute drive, less than 2 minutes, for the Buccaneers to go down the field and score that touchdown. Credit Tampa, credit Brady, credit Arians, Leftwich, even Grayson, the guy that came down with that touchdown grab at the end. I mean, from just a pure football standpoint, that's a picture-perfect way to close out a game. That's how you execute a 2-minute drive to end it. But look, I'm walking away from this game totally impressed. Again, we lost. Of course, you want to be able to close, and I do have my gripes about this game, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But before I do, I want to talk about the positives, because there were a lot of them and they need to be talked about. Number one, the offensive performance. Okay, I understand that the Bucs, were without Richard Sherman, without Shaq Barrett, JPP. Obviously, you had the whole situation with the corners coming in a little late because of the whole flight delay and that whole, debacle of a situation. But this Bucs defense was still led by Todd Bowles. You still have dogs on that team, David, Vita Vea, Sue. This Bucs defense, yes, it was depleted. Yes, it wasn't to their fullest potential, but I felt like the Jets still went out there and put up a pretty formidable performance. Let's start with the quarterback position. Zack Wilson, he completed 18 balls out of 32 attempts, 244 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and yet again, another game goes by where Zack Wilson does not turn the football over. That is big time. That is huge. Now, I will say he should have thrown one. Carlton Davis dropped one. I mean, it bounced right off of his hands. But for Zack Wilson to finish this game with a clean stat line, stacking up another turnover-free game, is really important stuff, especially considering Zack Wilson was a turnover problem. He was a turnover machine earlier into the season. So for him to have these, string of games here where he can say, oh yeah, didn't throw a pick in that game, didn't turn the ball over there or there or there, that's awesome. That's the direction that you want your rookie quarterback going in. I felt like he was decisive. He was accurate all day. The arm strength was on display. A lot of zip, a lot of velocity on the football. And look, we didn't have much to work with at the wide receiver position. No Elijah Moore, no Corey Davis. Keelan Cole dropped that one pass. Jamison no Crowder as well. Top 3 wide receiver targets, all missing. And to see what Wilson did against that defense with our cast, super impressive stuff. Okay, credit the offensive line. How many times was Zack Wilson sacked today? Not a whole lot. How many times was Zack Wilson running for his life? Not a whole lot. They did a really good job in both pass pro and run blocking. So I felt like Wilson was able to be calm. He was able to be poised, hang in the pocket, go through his reads effectively, and find the open guy. Super encouraging, even in the running game. I mean, going up against that defense, it's an elite defense in defending the run, and we were able to have success there. I mean, that you gotta love to see it. So offensive success is one area. Number 2, we actually started off pretty fast. We weren't afraid. We didn't go into the game shell-shocked or anything like that. It's been a theme this season to just start the game and just get obliterated right from the get-go. Whether you want to talk about the Broncos game, both games against the Patriots, Indianapolis, we get our teeth kicked in from the first drive of the game. But that wasn't the case. Okay, we hung around. It was blow for blow. At one point late in the game, we had the Buccaneers on the ropes. I mean, not only did we just start fast, but we were able to hang in as the rounds kind of progressed. So starting fast, it was huge. Another area that I was really, honestly, probably my favorite part about the game, we fought hard. Today really embodied the all gas, no break mentality. And, it sounds cringy to even say those words now, because this Jets defense has been worse than any defense that we put out in over 10 years, so it does sound a little weird saying the all gas, no break thing, but today really embodied that. Guys were flying around the football field. We were getting in the grill of Tampa Bay. We were winning in the trenches. I loved how we held our own today. We didn't just allow Brady to walk into MetLife Stadium and bully us for 4 quarters and walk out with a win laughing while he's doing it. Didn't happen like that at all. If the Bucs were going to win, it was going to come down to a last minute Herculean effort by Tom Brady. Of course, that's what ended up happening. Again, give credit to Tom Brady for that drive. But man, how this team fought, just the effort, the attitude in which this team played with, which this team embodied today was, for me, outstanding. Outstanding. You can't ask much more. You can't control your talent level. You can't control a lot of things in life, but you can control how you play and the attitude in which you play with. So excellent stuff there. Now, there were a couple areas that did rub me the wrong way a little bit. Number one, let's start with the big one here, the defensive performance. I mean, once again, Ulbrich and Saleh's defense was ripped to shreds. Tom Brady throws for over 400 passing yards. No Chris Godwin, no Leonard Fournette. Antonio Brown quits, I guess, mid-game, takes all of his equipment off, except for his cleats and pants, launches things into the stadium, jumps around, kind of running around in the end zone, and, calls it, and just leaves. Just bounces out in the middle of the game. So, this Buccaneers offense was definitely down a couple of weapons, and, even though Brady threw the ball a ton in this game, and frankly, they needed to, 400 passing yards, oh man, it's just that's just a tough pill to swallow. But even like just the missed tackles, giving up these third downs, like especially third and longs, like we gave up 1 3rd and 20. It was brutal to give that up. Where Eccles was caught on the outside, but man, just the defensive performance today was just a tough pill to swallow for sure. I mean, this is an area that has got to be figured out. We have the worst defense in football, and again, looking at who we're playing, we're probably going to be, having our fair share of struggles. But Tampa will score some points, but I didn't think it was going to be this easy for Tampa Bay to kind of move up and down the field. We have to pressure the quarterback, and we have to fix the back end of the defense. And I'm confident in Joe Douglas this offseason in those two areas, both free agency and the draft. Problem number 2. The 4th down call. I understand going for it in the end. It's seasons we're not playing for the division. We're not playing for a playoff spot. Seeding doesn't matter. We're out of it. Give your guys a confidence boost. You can go for it. I understand it, but a QB sneak on 4th and 2. We were having success through the air. Zack Wilson is a mobile guy. Maybe you can get him outside the pocket, scramble that way. We are having a ton of success in the running game, especially to the outside. We could have done a lot of stuff, bootleg. We could have done tons of different things there. A quarterback sneak is just the last thing I would want this offense to do outside of just kneeing it or spiking it. It's a lot to ask for a smaller quarterback in Wilson to get 2+ yards in a sneak on 4th down. Tampa's going to be crowding the line of scrimmage. Just a strange situation there. If that was the call, I would have just much preferred a field goal, but hindsight's 20/20, I guess. Final point. Towards the tail end of the game, and this was kind of around the same point that the whole AB situation was going on. Wow. Bucs just cut AB. Right now, Bruce Arians says Antonio Brown is no longer a Buc. No longer a Buc following his mid-game exit. So, I guess AB is out, I guess. Crazy stuff, but coincidentally, around the same time that AB quit, you started to feel the Jets sink into their shell a little bit, and Brady, this offense started to rise to the occasion. They started to just take those chunk plays, convert on those 3rd downs, and they just played that fearless football where the Jets, we had those 3 and outs. So couple of disappointments, couple of areas where you're just left scratching your head like, what are we doing? But for the most part, I'm impressed. Again, the Jets lost the game, but we hung in with the defending Super Bowl champions to the end. A team going back to the playoffs, a team that, quite frankly, is expected to go far into the playoffs. And albeit the Bucs are depleted, but you know what? So are the New York Jets. So for me, I was impressed. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had as much fun watching that game as much as I did. And as always, go Jets.